Okay, hello. Good morning. We are now on the third part of our uh, our lecture on the cancer. The second organ that is involved in cancer will be the breast. Okay, so what is breast cancer? Breast cancer is an uncontrollable malignant growth of tissues in the breast. Okay, ito ay hindi lang nangyayari or makikita sa female. It may occur in both sexes, even in adult on children. Uh, but the most common cancer in women is the breast cancer. Okay. First, let's go to the brief anatomy of of a breast. Okay. So the breast is consists of mainly of fatty and connective tissues, and may mga parts. Okay. Which are the lobes. Okay. Ito yung mga lobes. Dito nanggagaling yung milk. Okay. And it will be transported via the ducts. Okay. And then yung milk will be uh, expressed through the nipple. Okay? Also, in the breast ay mga may nodes dito, mga breast nodes or axillary nodes. Okay? So, what are the types of breast cancer? Okay? There are two types of breast cancer, the ductal carcinoma and the lobular carcinoma. Okay? From the name itself, the ductal meaning it is located on the duct. Okay? Lobular is on the gland or on the lobules, okay, the milk gland of the breast. Okay, so the ductal carcinoma, ito yung example of the ductal carcinoma. Okay, as you can see, it is located on the duct. Okay, ito yung location niya. And then, one type of ductal carcinoma is your ductal carcinoma in situ or the DCIS, meaning okay, the cancer cells not yet penetrated the wall duct. Okay? So, nandito pa rin siya sa loob ng duct. Okay? Another, there is an invasive type. Okay? In the invasive ductal carcinoma, about 80% of breast cancer are invasive ductal carcinoma. Okay? So, nakita nyo, same pa rin, nasa duct pa rin siya, but then it already penetrated or penetrated the wall of the duct. Okay, the cancer has already spread to the surrounding tissues. That is your invasive ductal carcinoma. Ito rin, about 7 to 10%, 7 out of 10 women with breast cancer will have a ductal carcinoma. Okay, so majority of breast cancer are ductal carcinoma. While lobular carcinoma naman is only 1 of every 10 women with breast cancer, okay, has lobular carcinoma. Ito yung sample of your lobular carcinoma in situ. As you can see, ito yung involved. Ito yung carcinoma, okay, ay hindi pa siya nakakalabas, okay, sa lobule. So, it is still confined sa lobule. Okay, that's why it's called a lobular carcinoma in situ. Okay, so there's also an invasive type of your lobular carcinoma. Pag ito siya, nakalabas na siya sa surrounding tissue, okay, of your lobule of your breast tissues. Okay? Ito naman yung sample of your in situ, right? Okay? Pero in invasive ay nakalabas na, ay lumabas na yung mga cancer cells. Okay? It's already break the wall of the lobule. The stages of breast cancer. Okay, the stages of breast cancer depends on the size of the breast tumor, okay? And whether it has spread to lymph nodes or other parts of the body, okay? Diba? Na the staging is natanda natin, okay? The T for the size, N for the involvement of nodes, and M for the presence of metastasize. So sa stage 1, or stage 1A, the size of the tumor is in 2 centimeter or smaller, is the size of a pea or a peanut. Okay? Yung stage 1B naman is there is already involvement of the lymph node. There's cluster of cancer cell in the lymph nodes. Okay? Or the size is 2 centimeter smaller. Okay? At mayroong cluster cell in the lymph nodes. Okay? That is stage 1B. For stage 2A naman, the cancer is in 1 to 3 lymph nodes in the axillary or the breastbone. Okay, as you can see, walang cancer cell is a breast, but then there's already presence of cancer cells on the lymph node. Okay, there is already a tumor in size of 2 centimeters smaller, and also involvement of 1 to 3 lymph nodes in the axilla or the near the breastbone, or a tumor larger than 2 centimeter but not larger than 5 centimeter. Okay, kasing laki ng kalamansi. Okay, that will be a type 2, a stage 2 breast cancer. For stage 3A breast cancer naman ay there's no tumor size. Okay, pero the cancer is already in the 4 to 9 lymph nodes in the axillary or near the breastbone, or there is a tumor. The size of the tumor is already 5 centimeter or the size of a calamansi, and also there's a clustering of cancer cells in the lymph node. Okay, or tumor is larger than 5 centimeter. Okay, but there's no involvement. There's a 1 to 3 lymph nodes in the axilla or near the breastbone. Okay, that's your stage 3 breast cancer. For stage 3B breast cancer naman, ay there is already inflammatory breast cancer. Okay, okay, yan. Okay, inflame na yung breast cancer. Okay, there's no involvement of lymph nodes. For stage 3C, uh, the cancer cells is already in 10 or more lymph nodes, okay, in the axilla, or cancer is in the lymph nodes above or below the collarbone. Okay, so nandito na sila yung cancer. Okay, or cancer in the lymph nodes in the axilla, okay, near the near the breastbone ito. Okay, so stage 4 naman ay, okay, yung primary tumor is already metastasized either to the brain, to the lungs, to the liver, or to the bone. Okay? So, meron ng presence of metastasized. So, therefore, it's already in stage 4. Okay? What are the risk factors for breast cancer? Okay, the first is the genetic, the presence of the BRCA1 and the BRCA2. Okay, so di ba ito sabi ko ito ay yung pag these are gene that is tumor suppressor. But then if there's a mutation of the BRCA1 and BRCA2, okay, there will be already suppression of the tumor growth. So therefore, the individual who have this BRCA1 and BRCA2 mutation is high risk for developing a breast cancer. Okay. Another risk factors is mga individual or specifically the female who are 50 years old and above. Okay. Another is yung mga individual, okay, who has a family history of breast cancer. Okay, yung nanay niya, yung kapatid niya, yung lola niya is mayroong history of breast cancer. Okay, so that individual or that patient is also is high risk of having a breast cancer. Another risk factor is early menarche. Ibig sabihin, maaga siyang nagkaroon ng menstruation or late menopause. Okay? So remember that estrogen, okay, is involved in the growth of the uh, cancer cell. Okay? So prolonged exposure to estrogen, okay, will have the high risk of individual to develop uh, a breast cancer. Okay? Another is nulliparity. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa siya nanganganak. Okay? Same rationale, prolonged exposure to estrogen. Okay? Another is late age at pregnancy. Same rationale. There is the prolonged exposure to estrogen. Okay. Obesity also is a high risk because of increased insulin. Insulin is considered as growth factor, right? So insulin, if there's a increase of insulin due to obesity, it will cause progress or progression of tumor cells. Okay. Hormonal replacement, okay, specifically progesterone and estrogen. If the patient is exposed to estrogen, he has or she has a high risk in producing a cancer cells, a breast cancer. Okay. Also, alcohol and exposure to radiation, because alcohol and radiations will mutate the cells to the normal cells of an individual. So this is the pathophysiology of the breast cancer. Um, magkaroon lang siya ng tumor either sa lobular o kaya sa ductal, right? And then it will invade the neighboring tissue, okay? So magkaroon effect because of the invasion of the surrounding tissue, and it might travel to the lymph vessel or the blood vessel, okay? And then it will metastasize to the different organ, like for example, the brain, the liver, okay, and the bones, okay? Uh, but then, to prevent breast cancer, okay, exercise can prevent uh, breast cancer because of utilization of your insulin. Okay, kung mag-exercise ka, you will utilize your insulin. Therefore, this insulin will be utilized and it will not be used by the cancer cells for it to grow. Okay, breastfeeding also. Okay, kung nagbe-breastfeeding yung mother, okay, so there will be or decrease ang or kaya magkaroon ng stop in production of your estrogen. Okay? Pregnancy before 30 years old. Okay? Also, rationale of your estrogen exposure. So, shorter ang exposure mo ng estrogen if you have, if the mother or a lady or a woman ay nabuntis siya before the age of 30. Okay? So for the screening of breast cancer, okay, an individual should have a good breast health plan. Okay, she should perform a monthly self-examination or breast self-examination. He will undergo a clinical breast examination and perform a mammogram. Okay, sa breast examination, how are you going to perform that? Okay, dapat nakahiga yung individual o kaya yung patient. Then put your left arm under your head. Okay, use your right hand to examine your left breast with your three middle finger. Move in a circular motion over the breast. Okay, while moving your finger in circular motion, you check for any lump. Okay, if there's a hard knot or there's a thickening, and then you should different levels of pressure to feel the breast tissue of different level in your breast. Then next, put your right arm under your head and examine naman your right breast with your left hand in the same way na ginawa mo doon sa iyong right breast. Okay, and be sure to check the whole breast, where your collarbone above your breast and down until you feel only the ribs below your breast. Okay, sa step 2 naman, you should stand in front of a mirror and put your hands on your hips. Then look for lumps, new difference in size, shape, and swelling or dimpling of the skin. Okay, and then step 3. Okay, still on front of the mirror, raise one arm, then on the other, so you can check under your arms for lump. For step 4 naman, you will going to squeeze the nipple of each breast gently between your thumb and the index finger, and then you should observe for any discharge or fluid to your to any fluid, okay? Kung ang lumalabas ay white, that is milk, that is normal. Pag ito ay clear, that is also normal. But then, pag ang lumabas ay bloody, okay, you should suspect for a breast cancer. Okay, so yan yung direction how we're going to palpate for your breast, or how we're going to examine for your breast in circular motion. Okay, so yan. Kailan pa ginagawa ang breast self-examination? Okay, sa mga ladies who are menstruating, dapat is you should perform your breast self-examination 5 to 7 days after the beginning of your period. Sa menopausal women naman, should be done on the same date each month. Like for example, if you perform that on January 1, okay, sa next month, February 1, that's the time ulit para gawin yung breast self-examination, okay? Same thing with pregnant women, dapat same date each month then. Okay? And then take about 10 minutes in performing your breast self-examination. You should perform your BSE at least once a month and examine all breast tissue. Okay. Another examination that is performed will be the clinical breast examination. Ito ay ginagawa ng mga doctors or trained nurses. Okay. Mga women over 20 years old, okay, dapat annually ay nagpapa-clinical breast examination. Then, at least every 3 years naman for women between 20 to 40 years old. Mga individual who have high risk is dapat more frequent ang pagpunta for clinical breast examination. Okay? Sa mammogram naman, mammogram ay x-ray of the breast, okay, that takes picture of the fat, fibrous tissue, the lobes, and the blood vessels. Okay? When should the mammogram be performed? Okay. Kung ito ay, if there is a lump that has been found during self-examination or by physician. Okay? So, kung ikaw nag-BSE ka at meron kang naramdaman, or nung nagpa-check up ka, nagpa-chest examination ka, ay merong naramdaman yung physician, okay? And the next step should be a mammogram. Okay. Next, if there's a younger woman who have a strong history of breast cancer in their family, okay, and all women over 40 years old who have a previous diagnosis of breast cancer. Okay, so yan yung mga period when to perform the mammogram. So ito yung sample of how a mammogram is done. Okay, as you can see sa picture, okay, the breast is pressed between two plates, okay, and then an X-ray, okay, will be exposed doon sa breast, okay. Okay, usually two views usually are taken on each breast, okay, the upper, the lower, and the lateral side of the breast. Okay, so ito mga sample of the images seen sa mammogram. Okay, this is a normal. Ito, meron siyang cancer na nakita. Okay, meron din cyst na nakita, and also presence of calcium. Okay. Okay. Sa ating assessment findings naman, if we perform assessment, okay, as a nurse, okay, if there's a presence of mass, the most common location is the upper outer quadrant, okay? So taas, okay, sa taas niya at sa bandang side of the axilla, okay? Ang the mass is not tender, hindi siya masakit, okay? Fixed siya, ibig sabihin hindi siya movable, at matigas at saka yung shape niya irregular ang kanyang border. Okay? Doon din sa may mass na yon, the skin, okay, ay nagdimple siya, parang lumubog. Okay? There will be also nipple retraction, yung nipple mo ay lumubog, or there's a presence of what we call it the peau de orange, okay? Meaning ang itsura niya ay parang orange peel skin. Okay? Or there is a skin of an orange. Okay? At yun isa pang upon the pressing of the nipple, there will be a discharge which is bloody type discharge. What were the site of metastasize with the breast cancer? The most common are the bone, liver, lung, and brain. Okay, the most common is the lung. Okay, as we discussed before sa lung cancer. Okay, the most common is the lung. For the treatment, surgery may be performed at ang mga surgery that is performed will be a lumpectomy or segmental resection or the removal of the cancer with margin of healthy tissue. Okay, and then it will be followed by radiation therapy. Okay, if radiation therapy is given, okay, there will be an equivalent 5-year survival to mastectomy. Okay, so another procedure is mastectomy. There are 6 types of your mastectomy: the simple, the segmental mastectomy, the modified, the total mastectomy, and the radical. Okay, yung simple is just removal of all breast, nipple, and skin. Yung segmental naman is there's a varying amount of breast tissue are removed, including the malignant tissue and some surrounding tissue to ensure clear margins. Okay? Sa modified naman, radical mastectomy, ay tinatanggal yung axillary lymph nodes, okay, together with the breast, okay, nipple, and skin. Okay? Ang maiwan lang dyan is the pectoralis major and the minor muscle. Okay? Ang total mastectomy is breast tissue only is removed. So radical is tinatanggal pati yung pectoral muscles, okay, are removed together with breast tissue. Okay, so this is your modified radical mastectomy. Okay, tinanggal yung breast tissue, iniwan yung pectoralis major, okay, together with the lymph nodes. Okay, so ito na yung magiging itsura niya. Okay, so yan ang lahat-lahat ng tinanggal. Okay. There's also a what we call the prophylactic mastectomy. Ito ay hindi pa siya wala pang nakikitang cancer cells sa kanyang breast, pero because of merong nakitang presence of BRCA gene or meron siyang family history of breast cancer, is para hindi na siya magkaroon ng breast cancer is they will perform a mastectomy. Okay? Example of that ay si Angelina Jolie. Okay? Ay nagpatanggal na siya ng kanyang breast because meron siyang history of breast cancer at meron din presence of BRCA gene. Okay? Another surgery that can be performed is your lumpectomy. Okay? Ang lumpectomy ay tinatanggal lang yung bukol. Okay, so kung yan ang bukol, hiwain lang and then okay, tatanggalin lang nila yung bukol. Okay, yan. Next is the quadrantectomy. Okay, kung saan located yung tumor, okay, ay tinatapyasan. Okay, so yan, kung ito sana yung tumor, okay, ay tatanggalin nila. Okay, yan, quadrantectomy. Okay? Ayan. Yan, lumpectomy, yun lang mass. Ang mastectomy naman ay yung pati yung breast tissue. Okay, and your axillary lymph node. After the surgery, radiation therapy may be given 3 months after the surgery. Okay, and then chemotherapy also, which is the tamoxifen therapy. Okay, so our nursing intervention, okay, for pre-op, okay, dapat we explain breast cancer and the treatment option, kung ano yung breast, ano yung mga pwedeng gawin, okay, sa ating pasyente, and then you should reduce fear and anxiety, okay, para ma-improve ang kanyang coping abilities, and then by explaining is you promote decision-making abilities of your patients, provide routine pre-ops like consent, okay, dapat uh, merong consent before the procedure. Okay, the patient should be put on NPOs, yung mga pre-meds, pre-op meds. And then, sa pre-op, dito mo binibigay yung mga teaching about breathing exercises. Okay, para after the surgery is alam na yung how to perform the breathing exercises. Sa post-op naman is the position of the patient should be supine. Okay, the affected extremity elevated to reduce edema. So the arm edema of the affected side, okay, is contraindicated. Another, for relief of pain and discomfort, okay, so you perform moderate elevation of the extremity. Okay, you might give a pain meds through IV or through IM. And on the second day post-op, okay, you encourage a warm shower to your patients. Maintain skin integrity by uh, advising your patients to only use snug dressing, okay, with drainage. Kung ito ay nalagyan ng Jackson Pratt, okay, you should maintain the patency of the drain. You monitor for hematoma within 12 hours and apply bandage and ice. Kung meron, you refer to the surgeon if there's a presence of hematoma. Also, for the skin integrity, drainage is removed within when the discharge is less than 30 ml, okay, 24 hours. Okay, so kung yung Jackson Pratt mo medyo mapupuno na, okay, less than 30 ml is tanggalin na, i-drain na yung Jackson Pratt. And then lotion creams are applied only when the incision is already healed, so about 4 to 6 weeks. Another is promotion of activity. You should support operative site when moving the hand. Okay, dapat lang maglagay ka ng splint. Okay, like for example, lagay mo yun ng pillow. Okay, and then you press. Pag yung the part of that extremity will be moved. Okay, hand and shoulder exercise done on the second day. Okay, para hindi matanggal yung pagkatahe, okay, of the incision site. Also, post-op mastectomy exercise should be performed 20 minutes 3 times a day, okay, para maganda yung drainage, okay, of the operation site. You should take note, okay, na huwag kayong kukuha ng BP at hindi maglalagay ng IV doon sa may operative site, okay, because the lymph nodes are removed, right? So it might cause pressure doon sa site na yon. Next, also for promotion of activity, you should advise your patients to avoid heavy lifting. For better drainage is you encourage to elevate the arm at the level of the heart. Okay, on a pillow for 4 to 5 minutes 3 times a day to relieve transient edema. Okay, para maganda ang kanyang pag-drainage at hindi magkaroon ng accumulation of fluid, okay, that will form into edema. Another, you should manage for complications like lymphedema. So about kasi 10 to 20% of patients ay nagkakaroon ng lymphedema, okay? Ibig sabihin because of natanggal yung lymph nodes, okay, ay mamamagayan, mag-accumulate ng fluid, okay? To avoid that is you should elevate the arms, okay, elbow above the shoulder and hand above the elbow, okay, and also performing hand exercise while the upper extremity is elevated. And if there is a over or over accumulation of fluid, okay, you should refer that to surgeon or physical therapist for removal of the fluid accumulation or for the resorption of your lymphedema. Another complications that might happen is hematoma. Pag may hematoma, agad-agad you unify the surgeon, okay? Also, you apply bandage wrap, yung ACE wrap, yung parang cling wrap, and then you put ice pack, okay? Para to remove or to prevent hematoma or to relieve the hematoma. For follow-up care naman, you should encourage your patients to have a regular check-up at magkaroon ng monthly BSE on the breast. And of course, the annual mammogram, okay, should be encouraged the patients to uh, strictly go for annual mammography. Okay, so that's all about breast cancer. See you again on my next video.